I want to welcome you guys to the Toxicity Workshop. I'm glad so many of you are here tonight. Yeah, especially my front rowers. You should might as well just move to the front row and be one of our front rowers.
I don't like it.
Then you can, I'll spit all over you. No, I'll keep you in the back row. That's fine. But yeah, so we have 5 essentials with max living, and one that we don't talk a lot about is toxins. So tonight, I'm gonna give you a little preface of this. It can be overwhelming. Don't let it be, because everything's toxic. Okay, so you're gonna leave here going, what am I supposed to do? So I don't want you leaving here thinking, oh my God, nothing is safe, which is kind of true. What I want you to do is knowing how I can make some changes in my household or my lifestyle or the food I'm eating to really minimize our exposure, because we can't avoid it. It's unavoidable at this point in history. So we just need to minimize our exposure to toxins, okay? So that's part of the max living lifestyle, because our purpose really is to help people live a lifestyle that's congruent with how God created all of us, so that we can maximize our potential to be healthy and do the things we want to do and never let health get in the way of our life. Because that's one of my biggest fears, is my health getting in the way of being able to do the things I want to do. Why would it? But if we take care of our health consistently over the years, it should be there for us so we can do all the things we want. Make sense? Okay. So let's start. I'm going to read something to you. It's pretty interesting to think about all this. A day in your toxic life. So you awaken from sleeping on a mattress that was coated in flame retardant chemicals, emitting formaldehyde gas and a carcinogenic brominated substance, which is called PBDE, which your body readily absorbs all night. So you might want to leave after I'm done with this paragraph here. Drinking water from a plastic bottle, you instead hydrate your body with phthalates that cause cancer and infertility. Walking barefoot toward the bathroom on synthetic carpet, your skin absorbs benzene, styrene, and several other cancer. You know, I'm not even going to read this whole thing because it's so depressing. But if you think about it, everything that we do is full of toxins. I mean, we just got out of bed, and I don't even want to read anymore. Yes, right? So if I keep reading this whole thing that's written, I mean, we're all going to be leaving here very depressed. Yes. Thank you. In the back. But, I mean, the average American is exposed to over 700,000 toxic chemicals every day and over 2 million toxins in general. That's...
People aren't dying,
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to show you why they're not dying, because our body's amazing to keep us alive through all this toxic onslaught. But what is a toxin? A toxin is really a substance or a chemical that interferes with our normal bodily functions. So everybody thinks toxins mean chemicals. Those are toxins, but there's other things that are toxic to us that are not necessarily chemicals. Mold is not a chemical, but it's toxic. Yeah. And the problem here is that we've been lied to for years, thinking that the things that they're putting in our food, especially, or their personal care products, are safe. You know why they think it's safe? Because it didn't cause cancer in a lab rat the one time they exposed it to them. So people are like, oh, but this is safe. They said it was safe. Well, maybe one time being exposed to it. So, for example, there is a chemical in the oils that they fry food in. I think they just took it out of Chick-fil-A's oil, but it's in McDonald's and Burger King, all the places. It's called TBHQ, and it's an anti-foaming agent. So when you put the stuff in, it doesn't foam over and burn the people that are making it. But it causes cancer. Then why would they allow it in the food that you eat? Because it's not going to cause cancer with one exposure. But what they don't take into consideration when we're doing these tests for safety is, well, how many times am I going to be exposed to this? Will my body even get rid of it? So I had a conversation with a patient the other day who was saying, well, I do all this, and I take all these things, I put all this stuff in my body, and I haven't had any problems. I'm like, well, that doesn't mean it's not toxic for you. Things accumulate. Well, I've been using this product for 20 years. I've never had a problem. That doesn't mean it's been good for you. It just means that your body's been able to deal with it. So we need to make sure, again, minimize your exposure. Whether you feel great or not, it doesn't matter. We need to make sure that we're doing these things. Now, there are about 800 commonly used chemicals that are endocrine disruptors. Do you guys know what an endocrine disruptor is? So your endocrine system is the system made of your glands that create hormones. So if we're disrupting your endocrine system, we're disrupting your hormones, do you think your body can function properly anymore? No. What are some hormones you think that we might disrupt? So that'd be estrogen and progesterone, right? How about adrenaline? Yeah, make you tired. How about T3 and T4, your thyroid? So that means it can affect fertility, it can affect energy, it can affect weight loss resistance. I can just keep going on and on. So these are toxic chemicals that are known to be in our plastics and our foods and our personal care products that we've been told are safe. They are not safe, especially ones that are called xenoestrogens. So what a xenoestrogen is a chemical that looks a lot like estrogen, and your body treats it just like estrogen. The way estrogen works, just like all these endocrine receptors do, so they for your glands, your cell has a binding site for estrogen. That's what this guy here is. So this little cup, this is, of course, it doesn't look like this in our body, but it's a little cup, this ball sits inside of it called estrogen. As soon as that happens, it's like it turns a key and everything starts to happen in that cell because it's been told to, because it's been bound to estrogen. Well, you have xenoestrogen, which is a chemical that looks exactly like estrogen and fits exactly into those binding sites. So now this cell thinks estrogen just turned it on. So now it's going to do what estrogen would have done had there been more estrogen. So if you have too much estrogen, what happens? You proliferate breast tissue. Too much breast tissue proliferation, cell growth too fast. What's that called? Cancer. How about in the endometrial lining of your uterus? Endometriosis. How about in your ovaries? PCOS. Cysts. So you can see how these chemicals can cause too much estrogen in your body, but it's not really too much estrogen, it's xenoestrogens. They look like it. So they have the same effect of having too much estrogen. But you go to a doctor and get your test levels checked, they're going to look normal.
And this looks like, can they tell the difference between that and the other, or they don't?
They don't know. It's just like having a lock and key. Does it matter what color the lock is or the key is? As long as it turns the bolt, we're good. It turns it just like a key. Yeah, fabulous, right? Yes. Yeah, not good. And I actually talked to a patient about this today. It's called the bucket principle of toxicity. A lot of people right now have congestion. And everybody says it's the allergies. Yes, right? And mold and all that, yeah, stuff you up, right? So I was thinking about this. Why are some people reacting, some aren't? Is it really an allergy? Or is it the bucket principle? So the bucket principle is this. Your body, think of your body's ability to deal with toxins as a bucket. You can only fit so much in a bucket. So you have food, house dust, mold, pollen, all the other chemicals that we are exposed to every day. Our body can handle that bucket, and at the end of the day, it can go through your liver and your kidneys and get rid of it. But what if we have too much in that bucket? We add more to a bucket that's already full. What's going to happen? It's going to overflow. And then that's when we start to get symptoms of overflowing toxic bioaccumulation. So sneezing, wheezing, itching, coughing, mucous membranes, producing more mucus, inflammation. These are all signs that we are too toxic. So what if you live a lifestyle that you have not changed all of your toxic ingredients, you have a lot of toxic built up in your body, and then pollen season comes around? It just dumped a whole bunch of pollen in that bucket that was already full. So maybe that's why so many people are getting so stuffy, because I'm like, every year, this is part of the conversation I had. Every year, this probably sounds familiar. Man, the pollen's really bad this year. We say that every year. I mean, we say the same thing every year as if it's a new thing, right? And we also say, it seems to last longer this year. This year seems to be worse than last year. You guys, does this sound familiar? I feel like we say the same thing every year. Maybe it's not that pollen is the issue. Maybe it's we're exposed to more toxins every year, and they're accumulating in our body. I never had allergies before, and now I'm 45 or 55, and now I have allergies? Is it really allergies, or is it my bucket's full? Because I have not detoxed. I have not changed my stuff that I'm being exposed to. My bucket's always about to be tipped over, and as soon as the pollen comes out, boom. It makes sense to me? Yeah. So toxic exposure, toxins, being exposed to these toxins on a regular basis. Look at all these things: awakened immune system, allergies and asthma, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, autism, ADD, birth defects, cancer, hormone imbalances, reproductive disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, autoimmune diseases, neurological disorders, anxiety, depression, and mental health issues. Sounds like just about all the things, right? Yeah. Now, a really important thing that I have on this slide is the very top. Cause over condition. This is why people walk in, they can have any condition that's ever known to man. What are we going to look for? Why? What's the cause of this? There's always a reason for a condition. But when we go to doctors who only focus on the condition, what's their answer for that? It's a medication to mitigate the symptoms and make your labs look better. But are we really getting to the root cause of the problem? Not really. So we're always looking for a cause. DC really means doctor of chiropractic. We think it also means doctor of cause, because that's really what we look for here. And this came out and said the predisposition is not predestiny. Understand that. Just because your parents may have died of cancer or heart disease doesn't mean you're going to. You have to take control. And everybody thinks it's in your genes, you're going to get it, so why bother making changes? So here are your genes that control things, right? And genes either turn on or turn off. What controls your genes? It's called epigenetics. Epi means above. So there's something even more important than your genetics, that's epigenetics. And epigenetics is actually the lifestyle that you live. If you take a gene that creates breast cancer and you put it in a toxic environment, what's it going to do? It's going to turn on and create cancer. You take that same cell and put it into a pristine environment, it's going to shut off because it's no longer needed to be on. Make sense? So we have control. I don't care what your genes say. We got to work at it. We have control over these things. So where do we find toxins? The joke is everywhere. Of course we know this, right? I mean, food, water, the environment, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the cosmetics we use, shampoo, conditioner, all this stuff, right? So we're going to go through these here in a second, but you know what the number one most toxic thing in your house is? Hopefully it's not in your house anymore. Medication. Yeah. It is the most toxic thing that we've been given. And the problem is we take a lot of it. I mean, think about, it is cheap. It's the easy way to get healthy, right? Healthy doesn't mean that. It means feel better. It doesn't really, it's not the same thing. Do you guys remember Vioxx? No, remember Vioxx? Avandia, Paxil, tamoxifen. Oh, yeah. These are all medications that a lot of them have been taken off the market because it killed too many people. Yeah, Vioxx came out, they took it off the market, I want to say it was in 2005, because I was new in practice. And I said, why? Oh, too many people were dying. It's like, so didn't your tests show this? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to test for, FDA? No, everybody's paid off. It's not about safety. It's about money. And who do they test all this stuff on? People. Just like, the shot, right? Who do they test that on? The American public. Yeah. So, again, not only is it bad for us and toxin, but especially everybody thinks that over-the-counter must be fine to take as much as I want to because I don't need a doctor telling me if I can take it or not. It's sometimes the worst because people are abusing it. These are some statistics that are pretty disturbing. I went over these with my wife and we're like, oh my God. Look at this. Women taking one ibuprofen every day for 5 years increases their rate of breast cancer by 50%. Women taking one aspirin a day, which your doctor probably told you to do, for 5 years, increase their rate of breast cancer by 80%. This is all from the National Journal of Cancer Research. This is not made up stuff. Great. The overuse of pills, antibiotics, might as well throw an atom bomb at your gut. And what else is in your gut? All the good bacteria that makes up your immune system. So let's just destroy everything when we have an ear issue. You have an ear issue, let's destroy the gut, the thing that's protecting you. I have some pressure in my sinuses. What's that called? Sinus infection, right? We've been told to do what, Carrie Ann? Run to the doctor and take antibiotics. Yeah. So, yeah. But the studies actually show that whether you take it or not, you get better in 5 to 7 days. Same with an ear infection. Yeah. Laxatives, antacids, over the counter. So I couldn't find it, but I had a letter from a nephrologist who said the worst thing he's ever seen is when people take Tylenol and anti-inflammatories. He said they are the two most toxic things for your liver. Yet, how many people do you know that take these? Lots. Most pocketbooks have the medication in them, right? And the problem is people don't take 1 or 2. They say, well, before I do this, I need to take 2. Well, I get headaches every day. I'm just going to take 2 before I get my headache. I see this all the time. People are taking 5 to 10 Tylenol or Motrin or whatever, ibuprofen a day. That causes permanent liver and kidney damage. And then we wonder why we're getting allergies at age 45, because our body can't even detox. Our bucket has essentially gotten smaller because our body can't handle much because the liver and the kidneys, or your major detoxification pathways, have been trashed. I know, it sounds awful, right? Yeah. So what we're going to do now, everybody sad now? Everybody depressed? Okay, good. Not good. No, not good. But it's scary stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some things. I'm going to teach you how to read some labels about some certain things so we can make some changes. Okay? So it's not all doom and gloom. Okay. So I'd say the 3 most toxin-filled rooms in your house: your bathroom, your kitchen, and your laundry room. So what are we going to find in your kitchen that's toxic? Kitchen cleaners, detergents, soaps, right? How about the pots and pans you cook with? How about food that's in there? How about the storage containers? Yeah. How about a microwave? Awful. Awful stuff. Yep. So let's go through cleaners. So, Carrie Ann, you like microwave? You like your microwave?
Yeah. We gotta get all of our pots and pans. They're all old and gross.
Yep.
I just went through all of our plastic containers.
Good. Good.
Ones.
So it's funny about microwave. We tried not to use it for a long time, and we kept using it, and then our house our cul-de-sac got struck by lightning, and it got fried. And this was probably in 2011. And we're like, sweet, we're taking it out, and I put a nice hood in instead. And we've never looked back. And I had my parents would come in like, oh, how do you heat things up? In a pan. But then it takes so long, like 2 more minutes? I mean, really, 2 more minutes to heat something up. They taste better. You can just destroy and denature every protein in there. Like, you can destroy it. So, yeah. So let's talk about cleaners. There are 3 I'm going to teach you that are in. These are not cleaners. These are chemicals in your cleaners that if they're in your cleaner, you should not be using because they are hormone disruptors. One is called sodium lauryl sulfate. This is also called sodium laureth with a TH at the end, sulfate. Basically the same thing, does the same thing to your body. It's in every degreaser. So anything that cleans, it's probably in there. So what other things clean besides, cleaners? What about toothpaste? Dawn, 100% sodium lauryl sulfate in that. Shampoos, conditioners, sodium lauryl sulfate. Any type of degreaser or anything that's sudsy and cleaning, it's going to have that in there. But it's okay because it causes heart, liver, and lung and brain damage. It's fine. Yeah. Journal of American College of Toxicology. I mean, that's 1983, guys, that they put that out there. This is not new information. Yet, it's safe because they don't talk about bioaccumulation and the bucket principle. Yeah. Next one, diethanolamine, or DEA. It's a lot easier to say. That's found in about 600 home and personal care products, soaps, lotions, cosmetics. Bubble baths for your kids. Oh my gosh, the stuff that they make for babies and children is disgusting. Please don't use most of the stuff that's out there. It's awful. Again, if you just know these couple things, you're going to look and go, oh my God, it's in everything. You're toxifying your brand new baby. Why would you ever want to do that? Yeah. Of course. And because DEA was found to produce cancer in animal studies, that's okay. It's okay for children then. Yeah, sure. How about propylene glycol? Antifreeze. It's like number 1 the constituent of antifreeze. Yeah. Hydraulic fluids. It's also found in your, all the shots out there, vaccinations, cosmetics, toothpaste, shampoo, deodorant. Anything that's like gooey, propylene glycol. Sanitizer, propylene glycol. Yeah. But it's been found to cause liver and kidney damage, abnormal skin growth, and damaged cell membranes, also called cancer. Immune and nervous system damage. Again, it's everywhere. Can anybody say this word? Oh, Yeah, it's like the silent phthalates, phthalates. Phthalates, they're a potent thyroid disruptor. And you know where they're found? They're in baby toys. They're anything scented, most likely is a phthalate. So I used to enjoy, Glade plugins. Phthalates. I used to wear cologne. Phthalates. My wife used to wear perfume. Phthalates. Anything air scented candles. Phthalates. Yeah. Anything that's scented. Like baby toys are sometimes scented. I don't know why. How about scented garbage bags? They make your garbage smell worse. I don't know why. Those are phthalates. So anything that says, so when you start looking at labels, now we know SLS, or sodium lauryl sulfate, we know propylene glycol, we know DEA. This is an easy one, ready? Fragrance. That's it. Labeled as fragrance. Anything that just says fragrance, I'm going to tell you right now, fragrance is a trade secret. They can put whatever they want in there, but because it's proprietary, they can stuff it in there and not tell you what's in it. They don't have to. Natural flavor is another one. They can put anything into natural flavor and not tell you what it is because it is proprietary. And I can tell you that anything that says natural flavors, one of the biggest constituents of what natural flavors is propylene glycol. So natural flavors should be one of the ones that we don't want in our body. And unfortunately, it's in a lot of things. Organic natural flavors, I don't believe has that in it. They do more essential oils. So if it says organic natural flavors, I feel a little bit better than just natural flavors. Because I can tell you, this was for Christmas a couple years ago, my kids really wanted that Soda Stream. You put water in it, you make your own bubbly water. And then we're just doing lemon juice and lime juice in there just to make flavor. Well, we were at Target and we saw a bubbly. You guys ever seen bubblies? They're like little flavored soda waters that have no sugar or anything in it. We saw little soda water, bubbly like syrups that you could put in there, like a couple drops. I turned around and there was only one ingredient in this whole bottle. It just said natural flavor. I'm like, how could natural flavor be a bottle worth of liquid? What's the liquid? Well, they don't have to tell you. That disturbed me a lot. Yeah, that's when I was like, something's not right here. I bet you money most of that's propylene glycol. Yeah, put that in your body. Sounds like a great idea. All right, so is what you're using safe though, right now? What are you cleaning with? Yeah. So I know you guys have been to workshops before, been to the EWG before. Carrie Ann, have you been? Yeah. So EWG, you can click on this if you want to. It will help you figure out what cleaners are safe, which disinfectants are safe, which ones are not. They give them grades. Yeah, I want A's. So what can you do for yourself? How about make your own? How do you make your own cleaners for the house? Vinegar and water. So simple. Yeah, we like to eat sushi even though we know it's not really good for you. But we enjoy it every once in a while. One of my favorite sushi restaurants is in Alpharetta. And we were there late one night and they're cleaning up. They always have a 100 score. Like never ever in the 20 years I've been going there, 100 all the time. And he just starts like cleaning. It looked like a vodka bottle. I'm like, what is that? He goes, vinegar and water. I'm like, that's it? He goes, yep, vinegar and water. That's all we clean with because we don't want any toxins around our fish. It's like, that's pretty awesome. And they get 100 every time. So I'm like, there's something to that. Cool. Yeah. Have you guys heard of microplastics? Little pieces of plastic that get in our body. Okay, you ready for this? The average American drinks 1,769 plastic particles a day if they drink tap water. Should we be drinking tap water? No, that's a whole other workshop, I think. But yeah, water's not really that great for us. Coming from the tap. 94.4% of all tap water samples in the United States contain plastic fibers. Perfect. And where do we find microplastics? What did you just throw away? Tupperware. All your plastic containers. Because I've used plastic containers, and they start looking rough after a while, right? Where'd all that plastic go? Well, you probably went in your food, then you ate it. Yep. Yep. But then what happens? You release it. You excrete it, and it goes into the water system. And now it's in the water, and then you drink it again. Right? What should we be using instead? Yeah, glass. How about avoiding plastic wrap? If you do have plastic containers and you don't want to throw them away, never put hot food into that. That's when you heat up plastic, that's when the plasticizers and the phthalates are released. So you want to cool your food before you put it in. Same thing with putting in glass, but they usually have plastic tops, right? Yeah, so you don't want to put it in too hot or leave the top off until it cools and then put that top on. Again, I don't want any chances of any of this plastic stuff, phthalates, getting into my food. Yeah. And then microwaving, that was another one of those things I was going to tell you about, but microwaving something with plastic wrap on it, I mean, it was like the amount of plasticizers that get into your food is astronomical. You shouldn't, but people do. Yeah. I mean, some of those things you can buy, those like microwave meals have the plastic on top still, right? Yeah. I just remember that. I haven't had one in a while. I used to love those when I was a kid, the TV meals. I don't know why. Do you notice where it says avoid frequent dusting and vacuuming? Oh, yeah, moms are going to appreciate that one, right? I don't have to clean as much? Yeah, why? Yeah, you're just blowing it up. You're just pulling it up. It's going back in the air, and then you're going to breathe it in. Because those dust particles, you guys know what those dust particles are? What's the majority of it? Do you guys know? Skin. Majority of it's skin. Then there's going to be mold. There's going to be mildew, sure. Pollen. What's that? Insects. Yeah, pieces of them. Yeah. But there's also small particles from inside electronics that will come out. Like, think about it. You have computers. They all got fans to keep them cool. There's particles that are released inside there because they get hot. There's chemicals inside there that come out. And I'm going to skip ahead here in a second, but it's called, they're flame retardants. Great. So now we have particles of flame retardants. Yeah. Great, I know. Just got depressed again. I felt everything. All right, we're going to come back to that because I say the most interesting thing I learned for this workshop is on the slide about flame retardants. It's really interesting. How about this one? What we cook with.
Is ceramic good?
Ceramic is okay as long as it's not a non-stick coated ceramic. Okay. And I know that some people are going to be mad because they learned this and they just spent a lot of money on really nice cookware, but it's not. Most of it's not good. Yeah? Does he like his cookware and doesn't want to get rid of it, or he wants to know what to
more,
okay.
I'm pretty sure he's like, let's do non-stick.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. So here's the thing: if you want non-stick, what do you use? Cast iron. Cast iron is, and a little bit of butter. Cast iron is non-stick. I never had a problem with my cast iron, because here's the thing: Teflon was banned just a few years ago because it was causing thyroid issues and cancers. And any Teflon cookware it came with an instruction manual that said never use high heat on it, which we all ignored, right? We've all done that. Is he okay? Okay. Okay. But it also says if you have small animals or birds in the house, definitely not to use it at high heat for long periods of time because the vapors will kill your bird. Coal mines. So if my bird dies, maybe I should get out of the house, right? But I mean, I look back at just the stupidity, and it's more ignorance than anything. Using metal spatulas on Teflon cookware, I'm like, I made eggs. I don't remember putting pepper in my eggs. Where are all those little black specks? I know I've eaten it. It's not good. Because that stuff, those are heavy metals that don't come out of your body. It's not good. Yep. Polytetrafluoroethylene, PTFE, is a new one instead of, or maybe that is Teflon. Disposable face masks, it's found there too. Just, breathe through the blue masks because that's going to save you. That's another workshop too. What should we be doing instead? Cast iron, stainless steel, ceramic. That's it. That is all. Trust me, I'm the cook in the house. I love cooking, and I love to buy nice pots and pans. And I was like, oh man, my pans, we got them for when we were married. So it's 20, they're almost 20 years old. Stainless. I was like, oh, this one's getting a little loose. I'm looking for an excuse to go get new stuff. I saw these really hex-clad, non-stick, whatever they were, over at Costco. And there's still chemicals. I'm like, but it says ceramic, but as soon as it says non-stick, you're out. You're done. Because non-stick is just chemicals getting in your body.
Okay, then what about the sprays that people put in there to make it non-stick?
You mean like Pam?
Yes.
Yeah, that's toxic. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. No. What should you use? Butter. Thank you. You've been saying butter. You're hungry. You keep talking about butter. Butter. I have the avocado oil spray as well. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But yeah, Pam is just non-stick coating. Oh my gosh. Trust me, we've used a lot of it when I was younger. Just didn't know. You don't know if you don't know. All right. Let's move on to the laundry room. What's in there? Detergent, stain remover, bleach. Yep. So borax is soap. That's fine. How about that? Yeah, because it's actual soap, not all these chemicals. Detergent is going to have your fragrance. It's going to have something called EDTA in it. It's going to have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. We don't like that. Stain remover, it's got bleach and fragrance. I can tell you, I have a hard time walking down the aisle of Kroger with all those stain sticks and all the stuff and the Tide, whatever. It's too. Sometimes my daughter will borrow a friend's T-shirt, and I'm like, why does my whole house reek of fragrance? One shirt did it. I'm like, oh, it's amazing. They're all bad. And again, how many people use it? About everybody uses it because they think that that's what they're supposed to use, and they like the smell of it because they're accustomed to a smell of it. If I have a friend that comes over with a smell, I'm like, I can't. It gives me a headache because it's toxic. But what does your body do really well? It adapts. So you probably don't even smell it anymore. You go home, everybody's house has a scent. You have no idea. It's bad. Smell good, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Are you talking about me?
No.
Oh, okay. Because you do tell me, you're like, what did you make at lunch? Because you smell bad. It's usually fish. Toxins in the bathroom. This has got a lot of toxins. Yeah, what we got up there? Medications, cleaners, cosmetics, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, toothpaste, face wash, soap, hairspray, moisturizers. The average American woman absorbs 5 pounds of makeup every year. 5 pounds. The average woman uses 12 personal care products every day. And it's about 186 different chemicals you're exposed to before you leave your morning routine. Well, let's count them. We use toothpaste, conditioner, shampoo. I got one backwards. Shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, deodorant, body soap, face soap. They could be the same. Okay, that's the same sometimes. Moisturizer. Body lotion. What else? Are you already done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done. Okay, so you got 6. Nothing else?
I don't like shampoo because I wash my hair once or twice a week.
Okay. We just said toothpaste though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You use that?
Yeah.
And deodorant?
Yeah.
Okay. No makeup? Okay.
Not normally.
Good. It's good. But, I mean, I can keep going. I mean, we got, we have a cleanser. We have a, what's it called? A toner. We have an anti-aging serum. Oh man, my wife taught me well. Can you tell? Lisa's like, oh, this sounds like Georgie. Yeah. And then you need, yeah. What about sunblock? You gonna put a sunblock on every day? If you go to the mailbox, you have to have sunblock on. Just kidding. Yeah. But the point is, we have a lot of personal care products that we use, and we put them in places that are very absorbable, like in our mouth, under our arms, okay, on our scalp during a hot shower, which opens your pores, which means all those chemicals are seeping right into your brain and bloodstream, all that fun stuff. Right. So for personal care products, oh, I switched this slide by accident. Did I go back? Nah, my slides are out of order. That's okay. But EWG, that's a great place to find, because you can actually look up each individual ingredient to see does it pass the test or not. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it? Anything 3 and under would be okay. Anything over than that, I would say absolutely not. Sometimes they do, you have to look up individual ingredients. Sometimes you can look up whole products. It really depends on if the product's in the database or not. A lot of these companies don't want their stuff to be in the database because they're all 10s. And honestly, this is how we found Beauty Counter. I know a lot of you know who my wife is and have used their stuff. But we had a patient who was telling me, hey, do you have people asking questions? Like, I have women ask me questions all the time. What do I use? What do I use? I'm like, I don't know. Like stuff that doesn't have bad stuff in it. But then they're like, oh, okay, I got this really nice organic shampoo, but it sucks. I'm like, well, that's not good. So it doesn't work, but it's good for you. I'm like, no, that's not helpful. So she's like, I found this brand, because I already knew about the EWG website. She said, this brand actually voluntarily submits all their stuff to the EWG because they want their stuff to be safe and perform. I was like, well, that makes it easy. And she says it's the whole brand. Because again, this shampoo from this brand was good, but their conditioner was not clean. So we can't use that. But the conditioner over here was good, but that shampoo is not good. So that was difficult, and it was very confusing for people. That's why I was like, I just want one place I can send people that I know it's all safe. That's their number 1 goal, and it works. That's their number 2 goal. And that's how we came up and found Beauty Counter. So what about sunblock? Now, EWG, I don't know if they've come out with it yet. Georgie was looking. I don't know if we found the answer to it. They do an annual report. Oh, no, she did. You can go to EWG's website, and you have to plug your email address in, and they'll send it to you. But it's their annual report on the safe sunblocks. So they'll give you a report on which ones you should use, which ones you shouldn't use. I give you a couple of tips here. These are some chemicals you never want in your sunblock. Oxybenzone, avobenzone, octinoxate, octosalate, and homosalate. And I used to use all those because it was the ones that didn't turn me white. Yeah, until I realized that those are bad. And then oxybenzone is one of the chemicals that they don't even allow in Hawaii anymore because it destroys the coral reefs. It's killing the sea forest basically. But it's okay to put on your skin. So do you think that might be causing some problems? Yeah. So it's like, let me spray my body with these chemicals so I don't get cancer from the sun, but I'm going to get cancer from the chemical instead. That sounds ridiculous. Yeah. So what we want to look for are products that contain zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Now, I wear sunblock when I go to the beach. I wear it when I go out golfing. But I don't like the stuff that turns me bright white and stays. I mean, when we were first, we didn't know Beauty Counter. We were looking for a good sunblock. I swear I put it on once and I was white for a week. It was like, I think you said, how did you come back whiter than you left? So I swear to you, it was all over. My wife, she's a Nazi when it comes to it. She's like, you're not walking out of this house and go to the beach without another application. I'm like, okay, because I love you and I'm going to do what you say here. And I was just like whiter and whiter every day. I'm like, honey, I don't think this is right. And you have little creases in your elbows there. I think it was like a month and a half that I couldn't get it out. I mean, it was just stuck there. It was gross. Yeah. So the cool thing is, Beauty Counter came out with their own. It works really, really well, and does not turn you bright white. You do have to rub it in, but they do have a spray that's not an aerosol spray. Yeah, not an aerosol spray. That goes on really, really light, but it works really, really well. They have a stick. They also have a cream or a lotion, I guess it's called. So this is the slide I wanted before that slide. But if you have never been to it before, the EWG Skin Deep goes through all that stuff. And again, you can sign up for their emails. And they also have an app, right? Yeah, that you can use and scan stuff, and it'll tell you there at the store. All right, where else do we find toxins? Water. Great. So don't drink water ever again. No more showers. No more. Yeah, right. Problem is that there's 84,000 chemicals in our tap water, and we expose ourselves every day to about 25 gallons. Great. Yep. And you guys take showers, so now you have hot water, and it's steaming. Well, that's tap water. What's in your tap water? Well, sure. Chlorine is what you smell, right? Yeah, because chlorine kills bacteria, and now you're breathing in chlorine, and it's absorbing into your body because you're taking hot showers, opening up your pores. Now chlorine's going into your body. It's an antibacterial, right? So it's going to kill the bacteria. Where else is bacteria? In your gut. So again, why you should never drink tap water, let alone breathe it, because chlorine will kill you if you breathe it. You guys know this. It is a noxious gas. It will kill you. It will burn you and kill you. But a little bit's okay. Every day. You see the problem with the safety regulations? Once it's not going to kill you, that means it's safe. But do it for 30 years, and why do I have cancer? Yeah, because you've been doing something they said was safe. So what should we do? In a perfect world, we'd all have filters on our house water. I have a whole house water filtration system, so it's all cleaned out, but it's not drinkable yet. Now, the toilet water is going to be clean. So, I mean, I used to have a dog that was big enough to drink out of it. I'm like, don't do that, but I guess it's better than, it's better than tap water, right? But the cool thing is, the first thing I noticed when I had that whole house water filtration system installed was my first shower, no smell. You're just so used to chlorine smell that you don't even realize it until it's gone. And you're like, what? Gone. Yeah. Now, do you need a whole house water filtration to get that? No, you can actually buy filters for your shower head that would take the chlorine out. Now, understand it's not going to take the medications and the pharmaceuticals and the hormones and the pesticides and the herbicides that have all gotten into the tap water. It's not going to take that out, but at least you're not going to be breathing chlorine while you're taking a shower.
I think the one that I recommend in the brochure actually does take out some of the chemicals. I think it takes out like 70-something chemicals.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then having a drinking water system at home, because if some people, when we can't afford that, we're going to drink out of, we don't want tap water, but we can't afford a whole house water filtration system or even a drinking water system. People are drinking bottled water, but bottled water is in plastic. So now you get the plasticizers and the phthalates again, so it's kind of like that catch-22. If you can find water in glass, that's fantastic, and you'll notice it tastes really, really good. If you can always get a water cooler with the 5-gallon jugs, because that's a different plastic than the little plastic bottles. It's a harder plastic, so it doesn't leach as much, and it's not sitting in a hot truck as long. So that's another option you could do. You can get a system like this where there is no water. It just the water takes tap water in, it filters it, and then spits it back out, which is reverse osmosis. Yep, that's what this is. But you can also get an under your counter system. Well, we looked at Aquasana.
Yep, it's in the brochure.
It's in the brochure. How much was it? $3.99?
Yeah, so it's $3.49, but I think they have a special right now. If you spin their little wheel, I think they're doing 50% off everything, so it's like $2.49, and it's under
Wow.
the same. It's reverse osmosis. It takes I think 90-something chemicals out. Ooh. Yeah, and it's just more affordable. Like I want to go through the guy that he uses for his whole house, but it was like $1,000 versus $300. I'm like, it's something that I can do now versus saving up for the other thing.
Yeah.
So we want to give you guys both options.
Yep. And that should be the only water that you drink from then on. And you can drink my water. But I don't drink bottled water typically. I try not to, at least. If I'm on the road, I usually go for a Fiji or the Essential, one of those alkaline waters. But Dasani, no. Aquafina, no. Deer Park's okay because it's spring water. Most of the other water is just municipal water that they filtered. Like, yeah, I'd like better source of water if I can.
Sam's is reverse osmosis.
Okay. So reverse osmosis, you guys know what that means? Yeah, so they put it through oh shoot, now I don't remember the word of it. What's it called? I don't want to say film. There's a word for it. It's not a filter, it's a membrane. Thank you, myself, yeah. I remembered it. It pushes water through a membrane that I don't want to take you guys back to science and osmosis and diffusion and stuff like that, but it takes just H2 and O over. So it does not pull anything else through it. So if there's chemicals on the other side, they're stuck on the other side. They can't get through that membrane. Yes. So basically you're getting distilled water. But distilled water is not good to drink all the time because then it leaches chemicals and minerals out of your body. So you really want to have one that also puts minerals back. like calcium, magnesium, and potassium. That also gives it more flavor, but it also helps with your body. Yeah. Where else do we find toxins? How about your air? This is the slide I was telling you about earlier. PBDE. So that actually stands for polybrominated diphenyl ethers. Great. Yeah. Those are flame retardants. This is the stuff I was telling you about. Where are they found? So where are they found? Mattresses, couches, cushions, airplane seats, circuits in all of your electronics, car seats, beds. And you know where else they're found? In kids' pajamas. What the hell? Sorry. That's ridiculous. I'm going to tell you right now, if your house goes on fire and your kid's wearing that, they're not protected from the fire. And our kids, I mean, did they find a study that enough kids were smoking in bed, like that they needed to do that? I don't understand. I don't smoke. Why do I have to have flame retardant on my mattress? That should be a choice. Guess what? It's not really a choice because just about every mattress out there is covered in it. And guess what you do? You lay there for 8 hours a night, sucking it down, breathing in it. It's not coming out of you. This is why I have my mattress, the IntelliBed. No PBDEs, no flame retardants. Now, there are a couple mattresses out there that are allowed to do it because they're not flammable because of the materials that they use. But most of the stuff out there is fully flame retardant. Now, this is what breathing that does. This is, I think, the most interesting thing I learned. So, polybrominated means many bromines. I'm not taking you to chemistry class, but lots of bromine. When you're breathing this in, bromine will actually take your T3, which is your thyroid hormone, which carries, you guys know what it carries? Iodine. You guys have heard of iodine for thyroid, right? So it carries iodine. Well, what does bromine do? It competes. It doesn't need to compete very hard because it very easily will kick the iodine out of your T3 and sit there instead. So what does that mean? That T3 will no longer function properly. It will not tell your body what to do anymore. So what happens is you have, and it's a lot of females that deal with this, they are tired a lot, they have mental fog, they are weight loss resistance or gaining weight. Well, those are all signs that your thyroid is not working. They'll go to their doctor, get their blood test done, and what's the T3 level going to be? High or normal. And your doctor's going to say, there's nothing wrong with you. I cannot tell you how many women I describe thyroid issues to, and they're like, I have that. I said, have you had your levels checked? Yeah, my doctor said I'm fine. I'm like, do you feel fine? No. I know, because you're not fine. It's probably that. Or, most likely, subluxation on C5, putting pressure on the nerve that goes to the thyroid. No wonder the thyroid is not functioning properly. Take that, plus all the toxins, major thyroid issue, like epidemic in the United States. It's bad. So what do we need to do? Well, plants are pretty cool. Plants actually can filter out toxins. These are some of the best filters of the air. One is called bromeliad, dracana, spider plant, and jade plant. So what's cool here is that I went to the store the other day and I bought a couple. This is your spider plant. This is the dracana. Pretty cool. Yeah. Who's got raffle tickets? You ever put the names on them? Oh, even better. Well, everybody that's here got entered to win a plant. All right. So who gets the spider plant? Mary Beth. You are welcome. And who gets the dracana?
Cody.
Cody, do you want the plant? All right.
Let's see, this one. That one goes to Lisa.
Lisa. All right.
Wow.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome. So besides putting tons of plants in your house that filter the air, we can also get air filters, HEPA air filters. Some of the ones I researched, they're not cheap, but the IQ Air, IntelliPure, Ultrafine 468, and the Blue Air. Those are, I want to say they're about $1,000 each, which is what, I don't own one yet. Yeah. But I am going to Costco tomorrow. You never know. They might have them there for a really good deal.
You're going to buy us all one?
Sure. Everyone in attendance, you get one and you get one. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll give you a pamphlet on what they, yeah, I'll bring you pamphlets back. Ventilating your house regularly. How often do you open all the doors and windows and just let it go? Just let the air flow. We do that every weekend. Even though our house is has a air recirculator that takes fresh air every 2 hours or something like that. It's nice, but I can't tell sometimes. I'm just like, let's open everything up. Yes. Let the pollen in. Let the pollen in. Sure. Come on. No. No. I'm not crazy. And then, of course, it's in our food, right? So these are some of the ones I wanted you to know. Monosodium glutamate. Yes. Can anybody tell me more names for monosodium glutamate? Sodium caseinate. You got first? Yeah, that's good. That's the hard one. How about hydrolyzed? Anything else I say? Hydrolyzed vegetable protein, MSG in it. Sounds like it should be healthy for you, right? What about autolyzed? Anything else I say? Autolyzed yeast. How about yeast extract? MSG. Yeah. And you should be able to, once you stop eating that stuff, you can taste it. You get that zing, it hits you way back here too, and you definitely want another one. That's why they put it in there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Aspartame, isn't that sweet and low? Isn't that the pink packets? Yeah. I can't remember if that was NutraSweet or the blue packets. Saccharin. I think saccharin's the pink one, and then the blue one is aspartame. NutraSweet. I don't know. They're all bad. The pink, the blue, don't touch any of them. It's all just chemicals. If you think about it, that's not sugar, but they make it look like sugar. So you're sprinkling chemicals into your coffee to make it taste different. And it doesn't really taste sweet. It tricks your body into thinking it is sweet, and it's not actually sweet. It's a chemical. Why would you do that? Nitrates, nitrites, those are things that make meats red. And who doesn't love all the red meats like pepperoni and ham and sausages and bologna? Oh, I don't know. Hot dogs, bacon's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, bacon. Yeah, so if you're going to eat any of that, it should be nitrite or nitrate free, so you don't, get cancer. F, D, and C colors. So lots of those colorings out there are toxins. I mean, it leads to hyperactivity, attention deficit disorders in children, refined oils, and then GMOs. Anything that's GMO should not be consumed by a human. But, they still allow about 10,000 different chemicals into our food. You know why? Because it's safe if you eat it once. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, awful stuff. Okay, so what are the dirty, you guys, I know you guys are Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. For those of you that don't know, the Dirty Dozen are the 12 most highly sprayed with pesticide vegetables and fruit. These are the ones that you always want to get organic. And then the Clean 15 are the ones that either aren't sprayed or the chemicals don't penetrate into the food because they have a thick skin, like avocados. So this changes every year. Again, great website, EWG. They're the ones that put out the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15, and it changes every single year, so always check it. So what should we be doing instead? Buying organic when you can. Everything does not need to be organic. If it's on the Clean 15, don't buy organic. Save some money. And just make sure you're reading your labels. You guys, we've talked about this multiple times. Reading the ingredient labels, not so much the nutrition facts, but the ingredient labels will tell you everything you need to know on if it's healthy or not. Now, this is not so much of a nutrition workshop. You guys have already watched the Food 101s. You guys have been shopping with us, so you should know a lot of that already. But what about your supplements? Are they toxic?
Mine are, because I buy from here.
Okay, good. She's like, yes, they are. Wait, no, they're not. Wait, hold on.
Mine are.
Yes.
They can.
Right.
Where you get them.
Yes. So when we have patients that will start care with us, we're always asking, what are you taking supplements? And a lot of them are, they're trying to be health conscious. Yes, I am taking supplements. What do we always say? Bring them in. Let's look at them. Okay? Because there's a difference. So what am I looking at when I'm looking at? Did they pass the test or not? I want to look to find out not just what's in it here, because they're all going to be pretty good. It's really the other ingredients is what I look for. What else is in it? Is there propylene glycol in the fish oil? Like that's in there. It's ridiculous. So I'm looking for, I want to see no artificial flavors. I want to see no colors, no additives. Just for example, one of the protein powders I used to like, muscle milk, sucralose, bad for you, right? Besides the fact that it was not grass-fed whey protein, it's causing inflammation. But sucralose and sugar, And then there were different natural flavors, artificial flavors, and all different colors depending on what flavor I got. Great. You think I would have known better, but I didn't, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And then when you know, you can't unknow this stuff. You have to just take action on it. Just raise the bottom bar. Remember, we talked about this at the makeover. What will you no longer tolerate? I would no longer tolerate food dyes. Sorry, there's nothing in my house that has a food dye in it. Zero. Like, there will never be. My kids know better. My kids have bought stuff. Look what I got. I'm like, throw that in the trash. But Dad, I'm like, read the label and tell me when you should throw it in the trash. Like, first thing, hey, sorry, but not really. We want to find supplements that are closest to their natural form. So are pressed pills a very natural form? No. This is why I like Centrum, besides the fact that it's got all the different colorings and all the other stuff in there. They take all this stuff. Look at all the stuff I'm getting in my vitamins. And they compress it with so much heat and so much pressure into a tiny little pill. You can't break it with your thumb in your hand. If you ever try to break a Centrum, you can't do it. You can't do it. If you try a knife, it's like, you know, the other part should. That's how much pressure's in there. Now, if you have a pressed pill, and I have some pressed pills, with a knife, it should just like almost crumble, or you can just snap it in half. But most of our stuff is in capsules. Why? Because we don't want to have to do all that. This is also why I don't have anything that says 1 a day. If it says take 1 a day, you know, and it has 5,000 things in it, yeah, no. They had to really compress it to get there. So some of my stuff, like vitamins, 2 a day. Some stuff I had one that said 6 a day. I'm like, really? Okay. I guess they couldn't compress enough, right? So with Max Living, we are GMP certified, FDA registered, which apparently means nothing anymore anyway, because FDA doesn't do anything. NSF certified. These are all, I'd say, minimum standards for your supplements. But there's a lot of supplements that I don't think that are fantastic that still might have some of those things. But we are 100% GMO free. Never are you going to find an artificial sweetener, 100% gluten free. And it just keeps going. We want to make sure there's no soy in it, there's no corn in it. So again, I like to trust brands, not products. So I can't, probably once a week, a patient will say, hey, have you ever heard of this brand? I'm like, nope. Would you mind looking it up? Sure. I just look at their protein powder and their sucralose in it. I don't have to look at a darn other thing. But did you look at that product? I don't need to, because I don't trust them anymore. Because their standards are way below where I would ever want to trust anything with. I don't need to look at every ingredient. I don't need to look at every supplement that they have. It's if one supplement doesn't pass a test, the whole brand fails in my book. This is why I like Beauty Counter. This is why I like the Max Living stuff. This is why I like BioRay. This is why I like Nordic Naturals. There are some brands out there that are good. You can just, because they're doing it the right way. They're doing the right thing. So again, strength, purity. So there used to be an old joke that was, what's the most expensive supplement? That doesn't work. Because if I paid $10 for vitamin D and it did nothing, because there was maybe no vitamin D in it, or it just was garbage and didn't work at all, I just wasted 100% of my money. So the stuff we have here is not the cheapest. It's also not the most expensive. I've seen some stuff that's like triple the stuff. I'm like, I don't know why. But you want to make sure it's clean, doesn't have all those other ingredients, but also is pure and actually works. That's what we want to pay attention to. So if we have a lot of toxins already in our body, or we still have it in our lifestyle, what should we do every once in a while? Maybe detoxify our body. Now, eating clean and like advanced plan stuff is awesome. And anytime I go on the advanced plan, we know we're going to burn fat. We want to detoxify. That's why I do the detox system. But do you have to change the advanced plan meal in order to detoxify? No. You can do a detox anytime you want. But I wouldn't do a detox while you're eating Doritos. You know, we don't want to eat crappy food and then do a detox. I'm like, well, that just got you back to where you were before. No, I at least want to eat well. I don't have to do the intermittent fasting and all the shakes and stuff if I don't want to. But there are some things that are really important to help your body detoxify and help support it. One of them is magnesium oxide, and that's a mineral that actually helps to neutralize free radicals, and free radicals are things that cause cancer in our body. You have chlorella, and chlorella is an algae that actually will help bind to heavy metals, making it easier for your body to pick up and take out, which we want less of in our body. Superoxide dismutase, these are enzymes that also will help protect your body against free radical damage. Important. Psyllium husk is a soluble fiber that actually will bind to those to the heavy metals and the toxins that have been pulled out, so it helps your body move it along. And then you have activated charcoal, and that also helps to bind and absorb toxins. So where do we find a lot of these things, which is really neat? The detox system. I mean, it's designed for this exact thing. And of course, I think everybody's here has probably done the detox at one point. Yeah. So there's a cell detox and there's the body detox. The cellular detox has the superoxide dismutase. It has glutathione. It has the chlorella and all the other things in there to make sure that it's cleaning and scrubbing all of your cells. And then what does it do? You take the body detox at night, which has the magnesium, which helps move your bowels. It has a psyllium husk to bind the charcoal as well to help move all of the things that pull it out of your body. So that's why it's a two-part system. So I have people like, I never took the body part. I'm like, you just cleaned up and just left it all there. Like, that's like cleaning your house and leaving a big pile of stuff in the middle of your house and be like, okay, I'm cool with that. No, you got to take it out every night. We got to take it out every night. Clean a little bit, move it along. Clean a little bit, move it along, right? Okay, so one other thing you could do, and I guess going back here, protein. Protein is a detoxifier. Yes, because it is high in amino acids, which help your body detox. But what else is in there? Potassium. Potassium actually help pull stuff out of your cells. So the one I'm recommending for this go-round is a new brand that Max Living's actually put together. Has anybody here ever heard of Jordan Rubin? Mm-hmm. Yes, Jordan Rubin, Garden of Life. Yes, Garden of Life supplements, which are fantastic. Ancient Nutrition. Yep. Well, he is now partnering with Max Living. He wants to be part of our mission. He used to actually be part of it 10 years ago. And he got really into his nutrition, and now he's sold off, and he's like, I love what you guys do. You're on a mission to change healthcare. I want to be part of this in any way I can. And what's really cool, it now has what are called regenerative farms. You guys know what those are? So he came and spoke to us back in January at the Max Living seminar. This was really neat. So if you have an organic farm, you can't use pesticides, right? Can't use herbicides. So that means that you're not like killing things around. Good. It's better. You're gonna have better quality produce. But after years, you may have just destroyed the home, and that land might not be usable for years, and then that organic go somewhere else. So a regenerative farm, to be certified organic regenerative, your soil and your area has to become better every single year. So when after they're there for 10 years, it's got to be 10 years better than it was 10 years ago. So they're doing all kinds of things to make sure that the soil is replenished and doing better for it. Yeah, it's good for Mother Earth, first of all, but two, we're also making sure that we have the highest quality ingredients. And so now he is going to be part of Max Living and making a whole new brand. It's the only regenerative organic brand sold just through doctors, and it is called Pure Path. And it's pretty neat stuff. Right now, we have our bone broth protein in chocolate and vanilla. It is only sweetened with stevia. It is 100% grass-fed, grass-finished. And the other thing is we have a collagen, a brand new collagen that he's making. And that's in a powder form. It's unflavored. I throw it in my water and I shake it and drink it. Sometimes in a water bottle like this, it doesn't break up as well. I get a big chunk sometimes, but it doesn't taste that bad, so I just chew it. But it's not bad. But it's still, again, collagen, what is this good for? It's good for skin, hair, so it's really cool is that there's 3 types of collagen. And our collagen has all 3 types in it. Most don't. Most only have one or the other, but not very many have all 3. So gut repair, which is what I want with our bone broth, but the other one is hair, skin, and nails, and the other one is joints. Yep. So the bone broth protein is what I'm recommending, and we are doing a bundle where you can get one of those bone broth proteins and a detox system, and we're doing 20% off. Yeah. And this is, again, if you're already eating well and you're not doing like intermittent fasting, that's fine. You can still do this. And it's really just making sure you're drinking one of those smoothies a day. Doesn't have to be a meal replacement. It can be if you want to. And then you're taking your cell detox in the morning and your body detox at night. It's all about scrubbing your body and cleaning it out. Basically, what we're trying to do is empty our bucket. Now remember, that bucket is never going to be empty. We might not even be able to get less than half full because of the world we live in. But maybe we should make our bucket bigger. No, you don't.
No.
Or maybe we empty it. Either way, I want less crap in my bucket, right? Yeah.
Empty one.
Yes. Empty it more often. There you go. I like that. Very good. So where else do we find toxins? How about a toxic mindset? And this has been the theme of the last 3 years of the world. Yeah. Everything, the world's gone crazy. And what's really, so this is interesting. The average teen today has more anxiety than an average psych ward patient in the 1950s. The average family American schedule would have caused a mental breakdown in individuals in the 1950s. You think about it. How many people are, going here and going there? My kid plays travel hockey and travel baseball, and she dances and all that. When does that stop? When does that slow down? No, it is exhausting. These poor kids, too, they're going crazy. I mean, I played baseball and hockey. I think I had one practice and one game a week. And I played high-level stuff. It wasn't 5 days a week every single day. I don't know. The human attention span is now only 8 seconds. Goldfish is 9. Yeah. I mean, think about it. We've really ruined how we think. We with our phones, we want everything now. I can get an answer to any question you have in seconds. So I want it now. I mean, think about it. Some of you, we send out emails, and if it's got a paragraph in it, you probably don't open it. It's too long. I just want to know what's the bullet point. Give me the quick little notes. You know why? Because we have no attention span anymore. Yeah. We're going to send out memes because then people look at those. Yeah.
Don't ask more than one question in a text.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
You only get one answer for about 2 or 3.
Yeah. That's. I mean, it is annoying.
Send like an email, ask 3 questions, get one answer.
I only answer the last one because that's one that's still in my brain. I already forgot the other 2 things you asked me. Right?
That's why I don't email you.
There you go. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, but and kids these days don't know how to talk to people.
No.
So so my oldest son, I was like, "What are you gonna do? You only got a couple years until you're graduating." I want to be a real estate agent. I'm like, "That's cool. All right." So I had a patient this morning who's a real estate agent. I said, if he wants to start building skills to become a real estate agent, what kind of job should he get? He goes, anything where he has to talk to people face to face. Because he's got people that work for him, they're in their 20s, early 30s, that have no personal interaction skills. Because they're so stuck on their phone, and when they do talk, they don't look them in the eye, because they're so used to just talking through here. And you can say whatever you want online, right? Because nobody's going to punch you in the face. Yeah, it's another problem I have. Oh, yeah. Or you can spend an hour trying to create one perfect message. I don't know anybody that does that. So this is interesting. It's not about technology being the existential threat, which I might have a problem with. It's technology's ability to bring out the worst in society, and the worst in society is the existential threat. However, that was written, well, first of all, do you see who that was written by? Tristan Harris, the president and co-founder of the Center of Humane Technology and a former Google design ethicist. If you ever want to watch a movie that's all about this and how messed up technology is, especially on our phones, now I can't remember what's the name of the movie. It's on Netflix. Yeah, you give me the answer in 2 seconds, right? That was a good one. Oh man, this is gonna bother me. No. It's a movie. It's a documentary movie, all about. Oh, I got it. It's Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma. If you have not seen that, watch it, and then you're gonna want to throw your phone away. Yeah, because it says that our attention is the product. We are it. This is why no matter if it's Instagram or whatever, however they can keep you watching more, because then they can advertise more to you. It's really disturbing to realize that we are the product. It's not cool. But this was written before GPT. You guys know what that is? Oh boy, I don't know if I want to ruin your night even more. It's artificial intelligence. Yeah, So I never heard of this until maybe a month and a half ago. My son's like, oh yeah, all the kids are using ChatGPT or GTP. I don't remember. I'm going to screw it up. Look it up, which one it is on the phone. I was like, what is this? Cody, do you know about it? No. So he's like, Dad, watch this. He types in, I need a 4-page paper on the abolition of slavery. Brrr, ding, done. I was like, are you kidding?
I've seen that on Instagram and Facebook. They talk about it to use like easy way to get extra income.
They're talking about we should use it as chiropractic blogs. I don't have to write my blog anymore. I can just tell it to write me a blog and it'll write it for me. I'm like, okay. Has anybody seen the Terminator?
Yes.
Like really? The robots will take over the world and then we will be, that scares me more than anything else right now. Because I don't know if I want to be back. It's getting weird out there. I don't know. So here's how we can remove ourselves from stress. How about a fast from social media? Yeah? So, I don't have my phone. Because how about fast from the news? That's an easy one because that's ridiculous. Nobody wants to watch the news anymore. No. Family adventures, no phone. How about family dinner with no phone? Weekly family meetings, journaling, date nights with your kids too. Go on dates one-on-one with your kids. They love that one-on-one time. That's right. Prioritize downtime. You actually had to put it in your calendar if you're a busy person. And how about no phones in the bedroom? Has anybody taken me up on that from the makeover? No? You still have your phone in your bedroom? Oh, go buy an alarm clock. So let me tell you a quick little story about this. I had a mother and a daughter. She's 10 years old, come to the makeover. And it really resonated with this 10-year-old. She goes, Mom, on the way home, we need to stop and get alarm clocks. She's like, okay. So they went and both bought alarm clocks. And of course, the daughter is so pumped. She goes and she doesn't have her phone in her bedroom anymore. She sets up the alarm clock. And after about 4 days of sleeping without her phone in the room, she comes down and just about starts crying to her mom. She's like, why are you upset? She goes, Mom, this is the first time I can remember having a dream. She started dreaming again because her phone was no longer in her room. That's the same face I made. I was like, what? Like that is amazing. And she's been dreaming ever since. I said, so Mom, she's like, I know, I'm not there yet. I'm like, come on. Do you feel the addiction? Do you hear that? I'm not there yet. Like, come on, let it go. It's just a phone. Don't put it in your room. So she took it out, and she had the best night's sleep she's had in a long time. It's ruining your sleep. It definitely is. Get it out of your room. Seriously, you can go next door and buy an alarm clock for $12. The phone is not an alarm clock. Okay, thank you, Mary Beth. She's like, I got it, okay, stop yelling at me. Okay. All right, exercise. So sweating is very important. Sweat releases toxins, gets oxygen moving, gets blood pumping, really makes sure our body's at full force, right? Who here has done the Max T3 program? You guys all look super happy about it, and you look like, don't look at me, I didn't do it. No. Yeah. Who still does the Max T3? Really? I'm the only one. You were doing it for a little while.
I was.
And what happened?
I started going to pelvic floor, and the abdominal workout was too much for where my abdominals are.
Yeah.
With that, so I'm like, okay, I really want to stop coughing and peeing, so let's do this first, and we'll go back to it.
Okay. So there's things you can do that won't make you pee your pants. Yeah. So my wife is the same way. She's like, oh, we got to jump again? Well, great. Yeah. So push-ups shouldn't make you pee your pants.
No.
So push-ups, squats, lunges. Just if it's a jumping thing, which is I understand having babies, that's going to happen, just modify. So instead of jumping, you can just softly land or something like that. Yep. Okay. But making sure that your oxygen is getting up, it will help release, get rid of the toxins and let it all out. And of course, we can't have a workshop without talking about the most important aspect of health, which is the nervous system, right? And why would that be? What controls everything? It's the nerves. I can't understand how there's so many people out there that I get it, your nervous system controls everything, but they don't go to the chiropractor. Or they'll come, but like, I'm not going to get my kids checked. Like, but what if there's pressure on their nerves? What's wrong with, when would you want to know there was pressure on the nerve going to your heart? Like yesterday? Years ago? Because as soon as you can get the pressure off, the sooner your body can be healthy and function the way it's supposed to. So, my kid's not happy back there, is he? And then, of course, there's warning signs that your body is not functioning properly. There might be a subluxation. And, of course, we know back pain, neck pain, headaches, but what about frequent ear infections? Tired all the time? Frequent colds? Right? And how great has your granddaughter been since she's been coming?
Wonderful, no more ear infections, and they wanted to do surgery.
It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
For tubes, yeah.
Yeah.
Not once, and she's come back. And every time my daughter thought she was getting one, I'd make her bring her to Dr. Moss. Symptoms gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not even a symptom of an ear infection; it's a symptom of cutting a tooth. Yep.
Life changing.
Yep. Yep. So just remember, while other professions are concerned with changing the environment to suit the weakened body, chiropractic is concerned with, strengthening the body to suit the environment. So what it's a mindset shift. Instead of taking medication, why don't we just make our body stronger? Now, you have allergies, so let's just give you medication for the allergies instead of, why don't we just make your body stronger and not get allergies in the first place? I mean, we just need to keep focusing. How can we make our body stronger? And that's where we go back to the 5 essentials of max living. We want to live our maximum lifestyle, right? And maximum life, do the most we can with what we got. And I mean, who else do you know that needs to know that? Everybody does. So coming up May 15th, it's a Monday right after Mother's Day. We're doing a Patient Appreciation Day. So think about one person that you would like to get their I want to be nice, but get their butts in here already, right? Because I know you guys have been patients a long time. You've been part of the practice. You've probably been talking to these people for a while. What are we waiting for? What are they waiting for? I don't know either, but they don't know what they don't know, right? They don't understand it like you do. They don't understand it like we do. So we're going to give them an opportunity to get their spines checked half off. Actually, we're doing less than half off. We're doing the least amount we're allowed to do by law, which is $60. Yeah. So $60 will get them their exam, any x-rays that are necessary, on Monday the 15th only. So if you have a friend, family member, neighbor, coworker, somebody you've been like, man, you just do it already, tell them this is the day, this is the time. Heck, you can make them an appointment and say, I already made you the appointment. Yeah, you got to go now. Can't cancel it. Yeah. But we're here to help. We want to help as many people as possible. Does anybody have any questions for me? Is everybody a little less depressed than we were in the beginning? A little, because now we know how to read labels and know when we should throw things away and what we can do instead. That was the whole goal of tonight. Because this is probably the, if you want to use the word scariest workshop I do, because it's daunting. It's everywhere. So again, we can't avoid it. We just need to know how to minimize it by being educated and making those changes. I thank you guys for coming.